Alrighty, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Max Sheriff Dunks, and this channel is dedicated to helping people to become super athletic, run super fast, jump really high, become super explosive, ultimately just to become freak athletes. In this video, I'm going to go through the 5 indisputable laws to become super explosive. I'm talking stuff that you've probably never seen before. This is going to be stuff that will change how you train forever. I'm doing this because these are laws that I didn't know about, and if I'd have known about them, I would have 2x my vertical jump training progress, my sprint training progress. Overall, I would have just become a much better athlete much quicker. So I'm literally just going to provide you with straight value. Let's get into it. First of all, you need to obey the law of specificity if you want to get more explosive. So what does this mean? The law of specificity states that if you want to get better at something, you have to do that thing more often. If you want to jump higher, you have to jump high often. If you want to sprint fast, you have to sprint fast often. Okay? The things that will have the best transfer over to the skill you're trying to get better at is the stuff that's the most specific. And the beauty of, max effort jumps and max effort sprints is that they self-intensify, meaning that as you get better and better, the jumps themselves and the sprints themselves become more and more intense and serve to continue overloading your body and spurring on adaptations. These adaptations, of course, are what make you jump high and sprint fast. Additionally, you can look at specificity as exercises that are specific. So here you'll see that's the position of my leg in a jump, and that's the position of my leg in a Bulgarian split squat. Quite specific, isn't it? It's very similar, and therefore that's going to have good carryover. And in fact, the Bulgarian split squat I think has helped me to jump a lot higher, and it's one of the best exercises that I've done for jumping higher and sprinting faster. So that just goes to show that the law of specificity is true, and it does make a massive impact. This does not mean that every single exercise you have to do is specific. In a training cycle, we look to go from general to specific. So how would this look in terms of, back squats? More general would be like a deep back squat, and then more specific would be a half squat, then even more specific would be a quarter squat. So you sort of just go general to specific, and that's how you make the most gains. You need to do the general work so that you have the general athletic capabilities to be able to handle the more specific work. So yeah, law of specificity is really, really important. If you want to sprint faster, jump higher, it's something that you need to look into. Definitely, if you want to jump higher, the best thing you could do is jump at least once or twice a week, getting 30 to 50 max effort jumps in every single week. That will help you jump higher. In terms of sprinting, I'd say sprint 2 to 3 times per week. Sprint at max effort, time your sprints, rest 1 minute per 10 meters sprinted, warm up well, and just basically be performing as best as you possibly can. In terms of the jumping stuff, I spent 3 months jumping every single day, and my vertical jump skyrocketed. My vert went up by 7 or 8 inches, and yeah, I became much more athletic. So that just goes to show the law of specificity. Sorry for rambling on here, but this is truly the most important thing. I'd just like to tell you that if you want to jump higher in just 12 weeks, we have a training program just for you. This is just a little sidetrack, but yeah, if you want to jump higher, we have a program made for people like you. It's not as expensive as our other stuff, but it's really good. It will definitely get you gains. I actually did the program myself. My vertical jump went up by 6 inches in just 12 weeks, so it's a great program backed by science. So have a look at that in the description if you want. Next, let's talk about the law of progressive overload. The law of progressive overload. So in this image here, you can see Milo of Croton. Now, Milo of Croton was an ancient Greek wrestler who won the ancient Greek Olympic Games, the ancient Olympic Games 5 times in a row, five times I think, yeah, as an ancient Greek wrestler, and he was tasked with carrying this bull called Milo up and down the mountain every single day. Now, it started off as a baby, as you can see on the left, but as it grew, Milo got stronger and stronger, right? And the bull got bigger and bigger. So, eventually, Milo was able to carry this full-grown bull up and down the mountain. Now, had you given him the bull on the first day, the full-grown bull on the first day, he wouldn't be able to do it. But the fact that it slowly grew over time meant that he was able to do it. It truly is little by little, step by step. That is progressive overload. Now, how do we do progressive overload in our training? Well, you need to increase either intensity, which is the weight, or volume, which is the sets and the reps. The way we like to do our training is intensity goes from low to high, like that, and then volume goes from high to low, so it crosses over like that. But progressive overload is really important. That's truly how you make groundbreaking progress. And as we know, strength training is super important for vertical jump. If you've watched some of my videos, you'll probably know by now, but you basically need to increase the amount of force that your body can produce into the ground. More force that you can produce, the higher you're going to jump. Okay, jumping is physics. If you want more impulse, you need to increase the amount of force you can produce, because once your technique has been mastered, you cannot increase time. Elite strength is also non-negotiable if you want to stay healthy. Next, the law of diminishing returns. So basically, the same workout will work less over time. If you do squats, it's going to work really well at the start. Then it's slowly going to decline until eventually you'll not be able to improve any more from it. So you'll not see any adaptations in your sprint speed or your jump height from squats. And then eventually you'll start to get worse from it. For example, think about the burn. The first time you went to the gym, you probably got a massive burn the day after. You probably had so much soreness. But then the more you went to the gym, that reduced because the stimulus works less and less over time. So that is defeated by the law of variety. Basically, you need to do different exercises, different variations. As a general rule of thumb, don't do the exact same thing for more than 2 months. However, it can still be similar. For example, don't deep back squat every single week forever, because that you're going to reach diminishing returns if you do that. But you can dabble in stuff like front squats, stuff like half squats, leg presses, belt squats, pistol squats. These kind of things can defeat the law of diminishing returns. And even though they still target, so you're still going to get stronger quads and legs, and that will help you to jump higher and sprint faster and become super athletic. But it's different, so you still get a stimulus, and you get a better stimulus than you would if you did the same thing forever. Next, I'm going to talk to you about the law of individuality. Everyone's different. Don't let that affect you. So, everyone's going to have a different response to a certain workout. For example, here we've got the workout is back squats 3x5 at 80%, 3 times per week for 1 month. Athlete A, their vert increases by 3 inches. Athlete B, their vert increases by 0 inches. Does this mean that athlete B is a bad athlete? No. Does it mean that he's got bad genetics? No. It just means that he's different. And the chances are that he'll get an even better stimulus from a different exercise. So if you did a different exercise, maybe like Bulgarian split squats, athlete B, his vertical might go up by 5 inches, and athlete A, his vertical might go up by only 0 inches. Or 1 inch, or whatever. So everyone's different, and you kind of just have to tinker around with your training. And I think that would have seriously helped me if I knew that, because I got so annoyed whenever something didn't work, and yeah, I suppose it would have helped me a lot. Hey, if you enjoyed this and you want more, in our one-to-one coaching, I have time to specifically make training programs for you to jump higher, sprint faster, or whatever your goals may be. Alright now, if you don't want that yet, fine, continue to consume this stuff, But if you're really motivated to improve as an athlete, I think that would be a really good fit for you. So have a look in the description if you think that would be a good fit for you. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.